Hey everyone, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're cracking open the cash flow statement. Now, we already know it's a vital tool, but we're going to break down its underlying mechanics into clear, visual steps to reveal exactly how cash actually moves through a business.
So, can a business actually make money and still go bankrupt? It sounds crazy, right? Kind of like a trick question. But honestly, it highlights a very common, very real trap, where a business looks totally profitable on paper, but suddenly runs out of actual spendable money. They literally can't pay their suppliers and they can't make payroll. Why does that happen? Because, well, profit is a theory, but cash is reality.
All right, here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll answer what is cash flow. Then we'll look at the three pillars of cash, see how this all applies to the solo business owner, and finally wrap up with why cash flow matters. Jumping right into section 1, what is cash flow? The ultimate truth teller. Okay, so the cash flow statement, let's just call it the CFS, is simply a financial report that tracks how cash physically moves in and out of a business over a specific time period. And here's the absolute kicker. It only cares about physical cash inflows and outflows. It totally ignores those theoretical numbers or promises from customers who say they're going to pay you later. If the actual dollars haven't hit the bank account, the CFS literally doesn't care. It is completely ruthless in its reality. Instead of looking at it like some intimidating corporate document, just picture a simple bank passbook. It's just strictly recording every single physical deposit and every withdrawal. That's it. You're getting an unfiltered look at reality, rather than getting totally bogged down in complex corporate accounting methods.
So when we look at the key elements, tracking the cash receipts coming in and the payments going out within a specific time period, like a month or a quarter, what it's actually doing is giving us a hard, honest look at the business's real liquidity and day-to-day cash management. It directly answers the one ultimate question that keeps business owners awake: do we actually have the cash on hand to operate today?
Moving right along to section 2, the three pillars of cash. Let's break down the flow. Okay, so every single cash movement falls into one of three slices of the pie: operating activities, investing activities, and financing activities. There is no secret mystery box here. Literally, every single dollar that enters or leaves the building has to live in one of these three primary buckets. If those accounting terms sound a bit dry, think about it like your own household budget. Operating activities? Well, that's just your groceries and monthly utility bills. Investing activities? That's when you make a major move, buying a car or maybe a house. And financing activities? That's getting a loan from the bank, or hey, getting an allowance. It's the exact same logic, just simply applied to a business entity.
Let's zoom in on operating activities. This is the absolute lifeblood of the business. We're talking about the daily grind here, generating revenue through your sales receipts and paying the expenses to keep the lights on, like your supplier payments. Bottom line, if this specific category isn't consistently generating positive cash over time, the business is going to struggle, for sure, because this represents your core operation.
Next up, we have investing activities. Now, this tracks the bigger, long-term moves. This is the cash generated from or used for buying or selling major assets. Think of purchasing heavy machinery, upgrading your computer systems, or maybe selling off a piece of real estate. It's really all about how you're investing in the long-term infrastructure of your business. And finally, financing activities. This covers external funds, so cash flowing from owners and creditors, like taking out loans or making capital contributions, which, let's be real, often just means the owner dipping into their own personal savings to fund the business. Or, on the flip side, taking money out of the business to pay yourself.
All right, section 3, the solo business owner, the personal wallet.
Now, if you're a single proprietorship, your cash flow statement is going to be way simpler than what you'd see at some massive corporation. And the reason is simple. You have fewer external financing sources. You aren't out there issuing thousands of shares of public stock, right? Instead, it mostly tracks the owner's personal cash withdrawals and capital contributions. So it ends up looking a whole lot like you're just tracking your own personal wallet. Check out how perfectly this maps out for a solo owner. Operating is simply the cash earned from your services. Investing, that covers assets like, say, buying a new laptop for work. And financing is just adding your own savings to the business or maybe withdrawing some cash for the weekend. It really beautifully shows how everyday actions fit straight into these formal accounting buckets without any of that unnecessary complexity. Which brings us to our final section, section 4, why cash flow matters, the bottom line. Ultimately, as this quote completely nails it, the cash flow statement provides insight into whether the business can sustain itself with its cash flows. Think about it this way. Profitability tells you if people actually like your product. But this statement, this is the purest ultimate test of a business's ability to survive reality.
So, the true power of the CFS is that it acts as the ultimate financial truth teller. It's absolutely essential for making informed decisions because it keeps you out of that exact trap we talked about at the very beginning, being profitable on paper but completely broke. By giving you absolute clarity on your true liquidity, it proves without a doubt whether you can actually afford to keep your doors open.
So I want to leave you with this provocative question to ponder. Is your business truly sustaining itself through its own daily operations, or is it just surviving on borrowed cash? A quick look at your cash flow statement will give you the undeniable answer. Thanks so much for joining this explainer, and keep digging into those numbers.